What if I told you you can upgrade your product without changing a single thing on the hardware side? Let's talk about that. Today I would like to introduce our latest invention, Universal Compute Modules. Universal Compute Modules share similar pinout or the same pinout. As far as the standard is concerned, there is a module that is in a DIMM format, just like the G400. This is the G400 right here. And those modules have SPI, USB, display, everything mapped out on specific pins. So this is something we already had, but we didn't really tell you about it or formally standardize it. This started with ChipWork X like 10 years ago, and then we created G400 to be a drop-in. So you would take out ChipWork X. This is ChipWork X. And then you would plug in G400, and your product will simply just work. Now, we wanted to formalize this some more, and then start giving you more and more modules so you can quickly upgrade. So you take a module out, you put one in. This has other advantages too, like when you manufacture your product, and you don't have to have, usually when if it's a surface mount, and you create, let's say, 1,000 of your product, you would have to buy 1,000 modules and plug them in right away, where solder them right on. But with modules being plugged in, you can manufacture 1,000 of your product, but you only buy 100 or whatever you need of the compute modules, and you plug them in. So, and we also created this beautiful development system to go along with it. This breaks out everything for the module, so you have access to everything, and the modules will plug in. So let's start from the very first one, ChipWork X. So this ChipWork X plugs in beautiful. And then one day you want to upgrade. Of course, this is really old. It's not available. This is from 10 years ago. This is G400. This is from like about 5 years ago. Also plug it in. Things just work. Now, this is on the hardware side. On the software side, of course, we're giving you TinyCLR operating system. So your software is very compatible. Minor changes between the two, and you're good to go. Now, one day you say, well, I have a customer who wants an upgrade to my module or cheaper module or whatever the need might be, and then we will go on to the next module that just plugs in. You've just upgraded your product, doing nothing. You plug in the new module you got from us, your code is already in TinyCLR, and now you recompile the code for the new processor, a couple minor changes, and now you're running the new module. Yet better, we are now also giving you options like Wi-Fi. So this is an example of a new module that we're going to talk about in the near future. So this will be one of the options. We're creating a lot of options. So with this option, it comes with Wi-Fi as well. So you've designed your product. One day you need Wi-Fi for whatever reason. You need to do zero design. Just imagine the beauty of this. You get a new module, plug it in, and now you have Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, or cell, or Ethernet. There's just, the possibilities are really endless here. And if you design your product with this universal standard, you're guaranteed any of these, one of these products will work. Now, you have to consider things like some processors have 2 SPI channels, some has 1. So what we are giving you is a really nice lookup table. And in this lookup table, it's basically the products and then the features from the universal standard, so like SPI-A, SPI-B, GPIO, GPIO-B, etc. So there's like a list of available buses, pins, PWM, analog, etc. And you just have a check. So you can quickly see which modules have more features and what works for you. And also, as far as your application, you may need more RAM or more flash or more speed. So there are things that you have to consider. Generally speaking, the hardware is plug and play, and it's compatible. Now, this is beautiful, but we want to take this a step further. Of course, this is GHI. That's what we do here. So we said, well, what if you want a display to go along with it? Look at that. Beautiful 7-inch capacitive touch display. Exactly the right size, so with standoffs, you can mount this on the front, and this goes right in your product. Now, for evaluation, this is amazing. But then if you need to build something quickly and you want to put this in your product, be my guest. Take this with the development systems board behind it, plug it in, mount it on your product, and you have just created a product in 2 hours versus 2 months of work. This gets better. We are giving you smaller display options. So this is a 5-inch, 4.3-inch, sorry. We also have a 5-inch that we are considering as well. So this, there are the headers right here, and this plugs right on this female. And then you see the holes, the connections. So with standoffs, this mounts right in. You have a smaller display option if that's what you need. We actually have even a smaller display that we are considering. So we're giving you different options. Now the goal here is to help you out. We don't want to be a company that make accessories and make displays, but we'll make these, we'll make them available. We're giving you a guarantee of longevity so you can use these and use them commercially and rely on these being available. However, we really want you to create your own custom product, which will be easy. You can take this design and the display designs. We're giving you all the design files and make your own custom design. And you only need to source the compute module from us. And for that matter, the standard is open and we're allowing everyone to use it. If you want to make your own universal standard compatible compute modules, use that same pinout. And then all these products will just work for you as a development system, a display, etc. Few experiments we did, just give you an example. We took G120 E and also dropped it on like a little breakout board to give it the standard, just to see how would this work. This is beautiful. This worked quite well. We even tried this on the Octavo SOMs, and this also worked beautifully. This is to verify that everything works on the low end and high end, and they all work with that standard. Now, one last thing, we made this even better for you. So we took, and this is something I can't show you today, but I'm just going to show you the old G400 TH board. A TH board has G400. That's automatically universal standard compatible because that is it's G400 conforms to the standard. So with this one right here, you can plug in G400 or plug in the let's say this new SOM with Wi-Fi or the many other options we have created and even more that we are working on. And what's nice about this, it's the new one we are creating. It mounts right behind the display like so. So actually it mounts this way. So let me show you on the camera here. So this is the display. This on the back, the one that is being manufactured right now. Unfortunately, I didn't have it for this video, but you'll see it in the future videos. So this plugs in like so. So you can plug in any SOMs you want, and you again can take this, put this in a product, and you've created something in a short time. Of course, you can do the same thing on the 7-inch display. It's not any different. And we're actually creating a custom board as a reference design that go right behind the display that I can't wait to share with you in a future episode. I hope you find this useful and you see the value in using the universal standard. We are available to answer any questions you may have, but we are of course, going to provide a lot more documentation and future videos around the universal standard. The future universal standard. See you next week. Bye-bye.